Today we'll take a look at how to perform a LAMP install. While LAMP normally stands for Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP, we're going to adapt it to a UNMP or Ubuntu NGINX Maria PHP install. While NGINX and Maria may not be the same recognizable names as Apache or MySQL, they are well suited for our needs. NGINX may take some time to get used to if coming from Apache, but it's more memory efficient. As for MariaDB, it's an effective replacement for MySQL with no major differences. Since we already have Ubuntu installed, we can check that off our list. Our first step is to update our system using apt-get, also known as the Advanced Package tool. Run sudo apt update, followed by sudo apt upgrade, which will fetch and install the latest system updates. Now we can install NGINX. Note, running commands with the sudo prefix is like running software in Windows with administrative privileges. Be careful, as this is a surefire way to do irreversible damage to your system when used incorrectly. Now we can install NGINX. Run sudo apt install NGINX. This will install NGINX onto our VPS. The last step is to configure the firewall using the UFW or Universal Firewall command. NGINX provides 3 different profiles, as we can see using sudo UFW app list. To keep things simple, I'll enable the full profile, as we'll need to configure SSL separately. Sudo UFW allow NGINX full. Now we can go to our VPS's IP address and view it in our browser. If you aren't able to view the default page from your browser, you can check if NGINX is working using systemctl status NGINX. All that's left is to configure our NGINX server block, which is somewhat similar to Apache's virtual hosts. Let's create a new folder for our lib content using sudo make directory-p var www.vps48.heliohost.us/html. To make things easier, we'll change the owner of the directory to our current user using sudo chown -r $user $user / var www.vps chown as in change owner. We also need to set the permissions correctly using sudo chmod -r755. Chmod is short for change mode. Now's the fun part, creating a config file for our domain. For every single domain you want to serve on your VPS, you'll need a configuration file containing a server block, which defines how NGINX will behave. For our example, we're going to serve static HTML content on the domain vps48.heliohost.us. We'll create a file in the following path, /etc/nginx/sitesavailable/vps48.heliohost.us, which we can use Vim for. When using Vim for editing files, first press I to enter insert mode. We'll copy and paste the default server block, which we'll then change. Make sure to edit all the references to be exactly like your domain. Now press escape and enter the command :wq, which means write quit. Now you may have noticed that we created this file in the folder named sites-available. So to make this configuration file active, we'll need to create a symbolic link, which is basically a pointer for the system to find the original file, in the sites-enabled directory. Enter the command sudo ln-s /etc/nginx/sitesavailable/vps48.heliohost.us space /etc/nginx/sites-enabled, which will enable your new server block after reloading NGINX. An easy way to check if everything is configured properly is to use the command sudo nginx-t, which will validate your configuration. Last change we'll make to NGINX's configuration for now is to modify /etc/nginx/nginx.conf to enable a minor setting called server_names_hash_bucket_size 64. Enter insert mode using I and uncomment the line. Once again, press escape, followed by :wq to save your changes. If you encounter an error saying that your file is read-only, make sure you're editing the config file with sudo permissions. Now we can load our changes to NGINX using sudo systemctl restart NGINX. If we go to vps48.heliohost.us, we'll be able to see my demo HTML page. Congratulations, you now have a functional web server. However, no web server is complete without an SSL certificate. The standard for most websites, particularly for those who don't feel the need to spend extra money, is to use Let's Encrypt. For NGINX, it's even easier as we have a command line utility that can expedite the process. Let's start by installing certbot, which is the command line utility we'll use. Enter sudo apt install certbot python 3-certbot-nginx. Please note that for Apache, you will need a different version of certbot. Make sure you allow NGINX's HTTPS port through the firewall, which you can check once again using sudo ufw status. We can now get a certificate using sudo certbot-nginx-d vps48.heliohost.us. Follow the on-screen instructions to complete the process. Now you should see HTTPS enabled on your site, and certbot will automatically renew your certificate every 3 months. In the next video, we'll finish our lamp/unmp install, which will show you how to install MariaDB and PHP 7. Thanks for watching.